Hello and welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. I have some representatives from the People's Health Clinic. Here on my right we have Brooks Harbertson, he's the development director, and then further down on the couch we have David Teasley, or Dr. Did you say Dr. T earlier? Can we call you that? Sure. Does that work? Volunteer physician and board chair. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for being with us this morning on the show. It's great to have you, and we love the People's Health Clinic. They do so much for the community. And so first, to start things off, Brooks, let's start off with some events that have been going on recently.
We had one this past Saturday, which was really, really cool.
It was really fun.
It was to benefit our new women's wellness program. It was called the Silver Queen Derby. I think you attended.
Yes, that's right. I was really excited, and it was really funny because we were just talking earlier. I actually won something. I don't know if I was supposed to because I was emceeing the event, but everyone was nice.
I can't say whether or not we rigged it or not, but thank you for being there.
It was really fun.
It was a great event. It was all about the hats.
It was. Oh, it was so fun.
In fancy hats. I wasn't invited because I'm not of that gender, but I hear it was a fantastic event.
It was. Dressing up, women will not say no to that. Playing dress up, it's fun.
And shopping and fashion.
And shopping. You got gorgeous boutique
That was
there.
our second annual event. We plan on doing it next year after the dust settles and we make sure that it benefited the program like we thought it would.
And Brooks, I'm curious, do you know the numbers? How many women attended this in comparison to last year?
We had about the same number of women show up.
Which was a huge group still.
Between 115 and 120, we think, which is pretty much the same as last year. We'd love to see that number go up next year if we can do this again. For some reason, women were out of town. Some women that were here last year didn't come this year. So we hope to have a better show next time. That was a great event. We've got some other ones coming up too.
Yeah, let's talk about those.
The one that we have coming up in September is actually out at Quinn's Junction. It includes all of the businesses, not-for-profits, and the hospital, our clinic, the health department. And it's basically an awareness event to get people out to Quinn's Junction and see what's out there. You know, the NAC, the People's Health Clinic, the Summit County Health Department, the U.S. Ski and Snowboard Association building, and what they do with their athletes, the hospital, and some other things. So that'll be really cool. That's in September 15th. And then, of course, we've got the Live PC, Give PC event in November, which is a big deal for us. We had a great participation last year, and we'll be doing that again in November.
We actually have some people coming on the show to talk about that. One of the interns, I believe, contacted me, and they're like, we want to come on your show.
Yeah,
so I'm excited to have them on.
It's great. We did that last year. Had a great turnout.
What is Live PC, Give PC?
Live PC, Give PC is really an event scheduled on one day to try to get everyone in the community to give to some not-for-profit, whether it's ours, we hope it's ours, or anything that they choose. You can go on to the website, you can give to animals if that's your thing, you can give to the health clinic, the People's Health Clinic if that's your thing, the Peace House, the Park City Foundation. If you want them to determine how the money gets spent through their scholarship or their grant program, you can just give it to them. So it's really just a coordination of efforts of all the not-for-profits.
And that's so great. I was lucky enough to be able to go around the community and talk with a lot of these nonprofits, and they do so much good, a lot that people aren't even aware of because it's kind of under the radar, a lot of it, and so it's such a great thing you guys have going on there to give to those organizations.
It's really thanks to the Park City Foundation that event takes place at all, and that's this November. So we raised close to $500,000, if not $500,000 last year as a community for all the nonprofits. And we're hoping we can get closer to $750,000 or $1 million this year.
Very good. I'm sure you guys have a listing or some updates on your website.
We will. We'll have a link to their website. We have a link to events on our own website of what we're doing.
And let's give your website so we know where to go.
peopleshealthclinic.org.
Okay.
And if you have any questions about what's going on or you want to learn more about the clinic, you can always call me. So my number's 435-333-1872.
Perfect. And that's something if you want to volunteer as well, get involved. If you have any questions, you can direct anyone to where they need to go.
That's my job, is to coordinate efforts.
Very good.
So.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Brooks. Awesome update.
Thanks.
And now, Dr. Teasley, let's talk about skin health and skincare. We know it's summer, everyone's outside, getting a little burned, a little crispy sometimes, and this is obviously a dangerous thing. We've heard it again and again and again, but some people just don't seem to mind. Let's talk about that.
Ever-increasing statistics on the marked increase in the development of skin cancer, we somehow seem to continue to avoid protecting ourselves, particularly children. A fact that's not often shared is that the development of skin cancer really seems to be an event that starts during the teen years and earlier. And there's a lag between the actual diagnosis of the skin cancer and the sun that we think really contributed the most to developing it. And that lag is somewhere between 20 and 30 years.
Wow.
Sadly, most young people don't think this is something that they are contributing to by being outdoors, not using sunscreen, using a tanning bed, but they are, and there's a big lag phenomenon. The secondary damage, of course, is the aging damage. And as a plastic surgeon, that's what I see a lot of and get a lot of complaints about. You could prevent 80% of the aging changes by avoiding sun. And so sun protection is critical, and it's critical in the young years, particularly for children and teenagers.
And that's hard for teenagers because that's something where they don't often see the immediate effects of that, besides, the little burn, but they still have nice, great, smooth skin. But it's when it's those older years where they start to see those sunspots and things start to develop.
It's a real problem. And again, skin cancer, the incidence of skin cancer has almost doubled in the last 15 years. And the incidence of serious skin cancer continues to grow at about a rate of 6 or 8% a year. At the clinic alone this year, we've diagnosed 3 melanomas. Melanoma is a lethal form of skin cancer. People do die from the skin cancer. And so it's sad that we continue to see so much of this in our community. Sunscreens are important. You'll hear a lot of information about whether you should use the SPF 10 or 15 or 400.
Yeah, what's the best type to
Well,
use?
quite frankly, on your face, I tell patients to use 50 or better.
Okay.
It's as close to near total sunblock as you can get. The sunscreens that contain metallic components, the old zinc oxide that was the big white, gob on your nose that looked awful, has now been micronized and it smooths better, and it still gives you a little pasty hue, but it's a good sunscreen. The newest and most expensive, but also the most effective, is titanium dioxide. 2 or 3 or 4% in the sunscreen solution, particularly for your little ones, is really, really a great thing. There are chemical sunscreens. They tend not to be quite as effective, and most sunscreens actually have a combination of the metals and so on. I probably should mention brand names, but there are plenty of brand names. Look at the ingredients, and again, 50 or more. For the rest of your body, anything above 40 is great. But particularly here at altitude, we get a lot of ultraviolet radiation. It's not like sea level where we've got the atmosphere screening out a lot of it. We get 2.5 times as much ultraviolet radiation at 6,500 feet as you do at sea level.
And it's of course important to remember that not only for summer, but for winter, when you're out skiing, make sure you have that sunscreen on your face.
Covered up.
Yes.
And your hands and other places certainly are exposed.
Yes, very true. Well, thank you so much. What a great overview and a reminder. We're out hiking, biking, doing a lot outdoors right now, especially during this time of year. So remember that. Slather up that sunscreen, put it on your kids. You want them to be kept safe. So, well, thank you both of you so much for joining us this morning and representing the People's Health Clinic and all the work you do. We sure do love working with you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And we'll be right back here with more on the Mountain Morning Show.